Good evening, everyone. As Steve said, I had the opportunity of leading a really great team of county staff and employees. Sorry? Oh, you got to make the mic higher.
I know. Just like that.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So I had the opportunity to lead a great staff of county employees for about 4 weeks in an attempt to provide you, the homeowners, property owners, some flood mitigation capability to keep the floodwaters out of your homes. As Steve said, Tuesday night was an immense disappointment for me and the team. But like you said, we will persevere. The experts all said it was going to flood. There was no way of getting around it. The mountain was too scarred. It was too severely burnt. There was too much surface area of that burn, and the monsoons were coming, and it was a matter of when, not if. So all the way back to Father's Day weekend when the fire started, the county started planning for what do we need to do to start helping these property owners, you and all your other property owners that aren't here tonight, help you mitigate some of this flooding that seemed, where we couldn't control it. It was going to happen whether we wanted it to or not. So we really tried to concentrate in a couple different areas. One was we attempted to make flood mitigation material available to everyone who needed it. And we really focused on trying to make that material, which was primarily sandbags and this straw wattle material, so that you could protect your primary residence. The other flood mitigation component that we had was concrete barriers, and I'll talk a little bit more about all of that in just a second. The second major focus that we had was to develop a communication plan. We wanted to be able to have quick, concise, and accurate information communicated to everyone. And so we put together a communication plan for that. I will tell you that we were concentrating on the properties to the west of Highway 89. That's, the experts said, those were the properties that had the high risk. So we were really, what I'm about to kind of recap for you quickly of what we were doing over the last 4 weeks prior to the flood on Tuesday, was really concentrating to those, what we were told were the high-risk areas to the west side of Highway 89. We developed a hotline and a call center, and you've seen the hotline number advertised in the newspaper. A lot of media has put our hotline number out. Our call center has called probably just about everybody in this room and hundreds more. So the hotline number, if you don't have it, any questions that you might have, any concerns that you have, any special needs that you have that you want to convey to the team, even from this point forward, that hotline number is 877-679-8390. I'll repeat that. It's 877-679-8390. You call that number up until probably 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night, you will get a person that will answer that telephone. And so we thought that was very important, that you needed somebody to answer a phone when you called. We also established an outbound call center with 6 to 8 different operators that we've staffed 12, 13, 14 hours a day, that when we need to get a message out to you, we will actually call you directly. So I know you get ready Coconino calls and you get, read things in the paper, and that's an okay way to communicate, but we felt in this regard we needed to be able to communicate with you directly and talk to you directly. So we have an outbound call center established. We also, there's probably on that west side of 89, there's probably about a third of the roads are county maintained roads, and about 2/3 of the roads are private roads. So the private homeowners in those private roads maintain their own roads and ditches, etc. Prior, to the flood, what we had done is that 1/3 of county maintained roads, we cleaned out all the ditches, tried to make it so that the water would really flow through there. Some of you have landscaping and flowers growing in those ditches, and you probably lost that, but we felt like that was better than having the ditches full. So sandbags and wattles. We started the sandbagging operation. We got a lot of staff that worked from 7 in the morning until 7 or 8 at night, on weekends, 7 days a week, to help fill sandbags. And we didn't want to just put a pile of sand there and give you a shovel. So we've actually had operators and staff, and we filled the bags, and we tied the bags, and we helped put the bags in your truck. And to date, the count is, as of about Wednesday of this week, we've distributed over 150,000 sandbags have been picked up and distributed. The other material that we've been pushing for you to use is these straw wattles. We want you to consider the use of straw wattles strongly, along with sandbags, or in deference to sandbags, because we are a little concerned about the community trying to absorb and deal with 150,000 sandbags between now and next spring. So you put them there, at some point in time you got to get rid of them. So we want you to consider these straw wattles as material that's just as effective as sandbags for low volume sheeting of water across your property. Once installed, they stand 9 inches high, and about 150 or 160 linear feet would protect your house, be able to put kind of a half circle around your house. And you'd have to have the equivalent of over 600 sandbags to do that same thing. So they're easier to install, they're going to be easier to replace and get rid of in the future. To date, we've distributed straw wattles as of Wednesday of this week that lined up end to end would stretch 17 miles. The other material that we've placed, and we did this with county hydrologists and county engineers. We didn't know exactly where the floodwater was going to come down off the mountain, but we had some good ideas just based on historical drainage. And we placed a lot of these concrete barriers in certain areas that we thought were strategic, that were going to take a big high velocity flow that would just wipe out sandbags or straw wattle material. And we've installed to date 5,500 linear feet of concrete barriers, and each of those babies weigh about 7 tons. So for the straw wattle, there's a certain way you want to install them. If you just lay them on the ground, they're going to wash away. If you don't dig a small trench and you don't stake them in correctly, they're going to float up and won't provide you with that protection. You can go to the county website. We've made a video. You'll see it downstairs after the meeting. It's a video of how to appropriately and effectively install the straw wattle material. Do it right, and it'll help that water sheeting. And we know by going through the neighborhood, and I know your properties are devastated, but we did see where this material saved homes. So it's important to get that material put in place. We also have identified special needs folks, folks that are elderly, folks that have a physical reason why they can't go pick up sandbags or can't install wattles and pound these stakes into the ground. So if anyone has a special need, or make sure you call that hotline number. We'll get you on a list, and we'll come out and visit with you, and we'll install what you need. To date, we've installed about 42 homes ourselves for people that have special needs. So that's kind of my story. I thought when I got up here, you were going to be disappointed in that we haven't done enough, and I'm so grateful, that you've recognized our efforts.